On Steam, review bombs aren't always about hate, and they're not always wrong. Some are protests, some are backlash, some are just what happens when a game suddenly gets seen. In this series, we dig into the moments when review scores collapse and ask why. Today, we're looking at Broken Arrow, what caused its review bomb, what players were actually reacting to, and whether those reviews were legitimate criticism or just noise. Welcome to Review Bomb. Broken Arrow is a modern military real-time strategy game focused on large-scale combined arms warfare. Armor, infantry, air power, missiles, the whole package. It sits in that more simulation-leaning RTS niche, closer to Wargame or Warno than traditional base-building strategy games. It built a lot of early interest from players who wanted deep tactical control, realistic unit behavior, and large battlefield engagements. The exact kind of game that attracts a dedicated, detail-oriented audience. Which also means that when things go wrong, that audience notices quickly. The game released on June 19th, 2025, and within less than a month, the cracks in the armor started to show. There were a lot of issues with the game, and we're going to be diving into the reviews from around that time to see what exactly people were complaining about. Because this game is fortunate enough to have the Steam off-topic review tag for this period, so let's see if these reviews are really off topic or if they're actually reviewing the game. Let's jump into some of the reviews here, and one of them actually does have a developer response, so we'll be looking at that in a minute as well. First, we have rampant cheating and devs who try to gaslight the community instead of fixing the issue. Core gameplay is fun and easy to learn, but the cheating really detracts from the experience. I think having good anti-cheat or failing to have good anti-cheat is a fair criticism of a primarily online game. I played during the open, alpha, and beta testing, focusing mainly on multiplayer, and to be honest, I had a blast. However, I expected much more from the full release. The lack of a save feature in single-player mode is a major letdown. The game is barely playable against AI, and having AI teammates without the ability to save progress makes it frustrating. It's also disappointing that there are no advanced options to set up a custom game, something that would have been a huge plus. If you're someone who likes to hop in for a quick multiplayer session or resume a single-player game when time allows, this isn't the game for you, not in its current state. Missions can take 1 to 2 hours, maybe more, depends on your playstyle, and without a save feature, that's simply not manageable for many. Performance-wise, while frame rates are stable, optimization seems questionable. With all settings maxed out on a 4080 Super and AMD Ryzen 7 9800 X3D, my GPU felt like it was just sitting next to a pizza oven. The game is absolutely hammering it, which doesn't feel justified by the visuals alone. The gameplay mechanics, unit design, and overall feel are genuinely brilliant. I love that part. But with missing features and glaring issues, this still feels like an unfinished project. As much as I enjoyed the core experience, I can't recommend it just yet. Hopefully future updates turn it into the game that it has the potential to be. This seems like a very well-reasoned review. Its primary focus is on performance and quality of life. He praises the game mechanics. He loves the game, but there's definitely quality of life issues and performance issues. Why I wouldn't recommend it. Price tag too high for what they delivered. A lot of pocket cheaters that modify unit values or do undercover cheating in any other way. I literally got everything from 2 times missile damage to 0.7 reload speed to just 500% resupply speed to all rockets always hitting, etc. is insane. A lot of rage hackers that get reported by videos, and 5 weeks after, guys are still rage hacking on leaderboards. Low quality updates, tons of bugs and other issues. Every few days new stuff comes up that's game breaking and doesn't get fixed within weeks. Desync is worse than in Tarkov. No replay tools, so you never know if you're just outskilled or the people straight up hacked. Bad communication, and on top of that, arrogance that is unjustified. Don't buy it. Just spend your time and money on other products that are better. So again, we have more complaints about cheating, and really, I think the big issue here is simply a failure to address the issues in a timely manner from the devs. I think that's kind of the core of what is causing a lot of these problems, or maybe not causing the problems, but resulting in the complaints about the problems. Because I think everyone has a certain tolerance for cheaters in video games. You know, I mean, nobody wants to play against cheaters, but you know, if you get one once in a while, that's one thing. But if you're getting it every match, there's obviously a huge problem, and it needs to be stamped out as fast as possible. And if you're playing the game for a month or two and it's nothing's being done about it, then yeah, that's gonna be a big problem. Here's the fourth and final review that includes a dev response. So here we go. It says, the netcode and even the unit stats are client-side authorized. Cheaters can easily use trainers to give themselves god mode units or far more insidious and plausibly deniable buffs like ECM buffs, vision buffs, and map hacks. The netcode trusts anything the unit is edited to say it can do, but they hired one guy to manually comb through emails from people investigating, recording, and self-hosting captured gameplay footage from the live match where the cheating is blatant enough to be detected by the victim with only their own unit vision, so the devs are dealing with it /s. That is a long sentence. Don't do that. This situation is closely related to the game not having a replay system, making investigating cheating much harder and prone to false positives, because the game state is entirely simulated client-side, soft-synced across the clients with full naive trust and non-deterministic in its mechanisms. Unless they rewrite the netcode architecture or implement kernel-level anti-cheat, they're always going to be playing catch-up, retroactively and slowly banning a subset of cheaters. Either is looking unlikely based on their communications so far. And here's the developer response. Greetings, Commander. We're sorry you've been having issues with cheaters. We have heard you and have been taking strong action against this problem. 1. We've just recently added EAC to stop most of the casual cheating. 2. We continue to enhance our in-house anti-cheat to go after the more tricky cheating. 3. We're moving variables server-side to harden the game. Some of this has been done already, but more will be done, and we'll talk about this in our roadmap event on the 25th of November. We hope this is good news for you. Regards, Broken Arrow team. Now, did you notice that this review is from July, and it got a dev response about this in November? So anyways, I wanted to add a more current review from this game and see what they're talking about on February 3rd, 2026. Game is exploit heavy and network issues are unbearable. Almost 400 hours in this game and I've had it with the network issues. You'll get disconnected, then banned. Players drop, causing you to lose matches, which makes less people want to play with you. Only way to win is not war, but using exploits in the mechanics. My war room IQ has dropped playing this game. Also, this is the only game out of 90 that struggles when I use an HDMI cable. The game glitches out, requiring you to log back into the match. So it seems even to this day, people are complaining about technical problems of different variants. And it's a real shame, because I played the several betas for Broken Arrow the last couple of years before launch, and then I got the game when it launched, and I stopped playing within like a month for honestly other reasons besides what these reviews are talking about. I never had any of these issues, at least that I noticed. So it's a real shame to see the game in the state that it's in right now is sitting at mixed reviews on Steam, both recently and all time, even with these negative reviews being wiped out from the review score because of the off-topic tag. So it's just sad to see. I've actually been reconsidering playing Wargame Red Dragon again, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that game. But I was really hoping that Broken Arrow would be the game that finally got me off of Wargame because of the added mechanics and depth that it added with some of the stuff that's in the game that Wargame just doesn't have. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you're a player of this game, of Broken Arrow, from the time when it was, I guess, review bombed. Honestly, I don't think I would really call it that. I mean, it was a spike in negative reviews that Steam claimed was off topic for some reason. But I guess it's good enough to be a review bomb. So let me know if you're one of those people that left a negative review or positive review and what your thoughts were about the game at that time, the current state of the game, how things are going with it. And also let me know what other games you'd like to see me cover in this show. See you next time. Stay bricked.